Setting your subsonic filter on your amplifier for a better performance and more bass. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys on how to correctly set your subsonic filter to get the best performance for your subwoofers. If you guys are struggling to set your subsonic filter, then this video is for you. So I'll be explaining everything you guys will need to know about subsonic for your subwoofers. Make sure you guys watch the whole video, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's drop right into the video. So this is my bass amplifier, and for your bass amplifier, the same concept will apply for your bass amplifier. Your amplifier should have a subsonic filter on it or a high pass filter. So the high pass filter and the subsonic filter is the same thing on your amplifier. And what the subsonic filter does on your amplifier, it cuts out the frequency to where you set the subsonic filter at. So for example, let's say that I set my subsonic filter at, let's say, 15 hertz. What will happen is that the frequencies below 15 hertz won't be playing in my subwoofers. So you're cutting out the frequencies below 15 hertz, but the frequencies above 15 hertz will be playing in the subwoofers. So really and truly, what the subsonic filter does for your subwoofers is that it will protect your subwoofers from bottoming out and protect your subwoofers from the frequencies your subwoofers shouldn't be playing. And what people also do is that they set their subsonic filter too high for their subwoofers. Also, setting your subsonic too high for your subwoofers will kill the performance in your subwoofers. So let's say that my band pass for these subwoofers is from 20 hertz up to 50 hertz, and I set my subsonic filter at 30 hertz. My subwoofers will be missing out the frequencies it should be playing from the 20 hertz up to the 30 hertz. So right there, I'm losing a lot of performance right there where my subwoofers should be playing. So setting your subsonic filter correctly can improve your performance in your subwoofers. Now to set our subsonic on our amplifier, now I have a chart here to help guide us to where to set our high pass filter slash subsonic filter for our subwoofer. A general rule to set our subsonic slash high pass filter on our amplifier is half octave below the tuning. For example, let's say that your subwoofer enclosure is tuned at 30 hertz. It's tuned at 30 hertz. A full octave of 30 hertz will be half of the value, so which will give us 15 hertz. Then we're gonna need to divide the full octave by 2, and it should give us a value of 7.5. So we will need to take the value we got and subtract it from our box tuning. So we're gonna subtract 30 hertz from 7.5, and it should give us a value of 22.5 hertz. So this is where we will need to set our subsonic filter at on our amplifier for our subwoofers. So this will be the value we will need to set our subsonic at. So after finding your box tuning, you guys will need to find the full octave of your box tuning, which will be half of the value. Then you will divide it by 2, and then the answer you get, you will subtract it from the box tuning. And after subtracting it from your box tuning, that is where you guys would want to set your subsonic filter at. So we're gonna want to come on the amplifier, and we're gonna do a rough estimate of where 22.5 hertz will be at, or we can just round up this value to 23 hertz to make it more simpler. So coming on the amplifier here, we're gonna estimate where 23 hertz will be at on this amplifier, and where 23 hertz will be at on this amplifier is at the 7 o'clock mark on this amplifier. So that is just a rough estimate of where I should set my subsonic filter on this amplifier for my subwoofers. Now for those who do not know their box tuning on their enclosure, an easy way to find out your box tuning is by playing a frequency sweep. You guys can use a second device, connect the Bluetooth to your head unit, or if you guys have a flash drive, you guys can also download this frequency sweep and put it on your flash drive and use the flash drive for this concept. So for my volume, I will be turning up my volume to around 50%. Then we'll be coming to the back here. The goal of this concept is to find out where our subwoofers is moving the least. So for example, let's say that when my frequency hit 43 hertz now and my subwoofer is starting to barely move, that is where my box tuning is at or around. But if you guys are seeing that your subwoofers are flexing a lot, just know that that frequency is not in your subwoofer tuning range. So here we go, from 1 hertz up to 100 hertz. So here we go. Look at the subwoofers as you go, guys. This is way out of my subwoofer tuning frequency range. So here we go, the subwoofers is moving a lot. Right there, that is where my subwoofers is barely moving. So around this frequency right here, now the subwoofers is starting to move a lot again. So just know that this frequency range is way out of my box tuning. So to back check that, I will be playing single frequencies just to be sure, to show y'all. So this is a perfect example. Let's play a 20 hertz test on here and look at my subwoofers. They are moving a lot. Just know that this frequency is way out of my subwoofer box tuning. Let's put it at 30 hertz now. Okay, 30 hertz. Now right there, as you guys are seeing, my subwoofers are barely moving on the 30 hertz. Look at my subwoofers. They're both barely moving. Now let's increase it to 40 hertz now. 40 hertz. Look at the subwoofer starting to move a lot now. So just know that this is way out of my subwoofer box tuning. Okay, so my box tuning is around the 30 hertz to 32 hertz, and that's very true right there. And that will be a simple way to find out where to tune your subsonic filter at on your amplifier and to find your box tuning for your subwoofers. Be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and you guys can comment down what's your setup or something about this video or anything, and I will be replying to y'all. Make sure you guys have a great day. I'll be catching you guys in my next video. Love y'all guys. Keep on bassing.